Hello, everyone.
Hello, happy
Hap-
Monday.
Happy Monday. It is noon, and you have both Seth and Carly.
Yay.
Don't get used to it because I will be gone next
Oh,
week.
yes. Almost Rosh Hashanah.
Yes, I am very excited. Gonna get up there, get to see my family, get to see my mom, and I'm gonna go see Bill and Ted do Waiting for Godot. So
Oh,
that should be fun.
amazing.
While we're just letting some folks join in the chat, and I very quickly set up uh, the media. Um, just want to give a shout out to the first folks who are in the chat. And first up, as always, is Mr. Michael Bingham,
Yes. Hello,
uh,
Michael.
giving us a little musical guitar riff. Welcome, Michael. Happy Monday to you, and also happy Monday to Blossom and Michelangelo. Always good to have you folks, and always good to hear from Brian Sager, who wants to know how long the Tron Ares lasts today. Well, there's an overlay that starts today, and I guess it will run as long as they are trying to promote this movie in movie theaters. If you want a preview of it, go on to our YouTube channel because I think we just posted POVs from the front and back row.
Yes, it looks really good.
Yeah, new lighting, new soundtrack. So go and check that out. All right. Well, I think we are just about ready to kick this off. What do you say we do
Let's
this?
do it.
All right. Here we go. In 3, 2.
Please lower your head and watch your step while boarding.
Welcome to the Attractions Podcast. You are all clear for dispatch. Have fun.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Attractions Podcast, sponsored by MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. I'm Seth.
And I'm Carly.
And we are here to talk to you about the latest and greatest in theme park news and more, as well as what's going on in our own lives. Carly, how have you been this past week?
I have been great, just buckled in, working. I got my edits back for the book, so I've been going through all of that, and I'm getting ready to go to Vegas tomorrow for Horrors Unleashed.
Oh, fantastic. I cannot wait to hear your take on that and your take on Vegas in general. I have not been out there in a while, and I've heard a lot of stuff about changes out there. So I
Yes, I
can't
know. I'm
wait
a
to
little
hear for your.
nervous because I love Vegas. I know you love it too, but I
Yeah.
haven't been in about 2 years. So I'm
Mhm.
definitely
Same here.
curious to see what it's like. And I'm excited. There's going to be, I think Thursday night, they're doing like a blood red carpet. So I'm hoping there's
Okay.
some real like funky Vegas celebrities, like maybe like a Carrot Top or something.
Hey, and here in Orlando, we consider him a Winter Park celebrity.
That is very true. Yes, I'm really excited. I avoided looking at spoilers, which is really hard to do.
All
But
right.
I'm going to go into it with a fresh mind, and I'm
Yeah.
excited.
I'm especially curious because you just did Halloween Horror Nights in Hollywood,
Yep.
and they have a Scarecrow house this year in Hollywood. Plus, they've got a Scarecrow house in Vegas. So I'm really
Yes,
curious to see how those compare.
absolutely. Those are always some of my favorites. The
Yeah.
Scarecrow, they're just so
Yeah.
visually beautiful. So
Yeah, no, I remember the
maybe
first time they did it in Orlando, and it was fantastic, except for they planted corn, and we know you just don't plant corn in Orlando
no.
around Halloween. It's always leads to disaster.
Yes. Well, what about you?
Well, I was also a typing cat, finishing the final revisions of my Universal Orlando book, which goes to the printer bright and early tomorrow morning. So.
Tomorrow. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
so it's been a busy weekend of doing last minute revisions, as I'm sure you can empathize with. But I made time to fit in a visit to Universal to go to
Oh,
Halloween Horror Nights without the RIP tour, without the
no.
express passes. I had Stay and Scream because I'm an annual pass holder, but I did it the old-fashioned way, waiting in standby lines, and I gotta say, it was probably the most exhausting of the last 30 something years I've been doing Halloween Horror Nights. I managed to do it. I managed to do all 10 houses
Wow.
and both shows and go through every scare zone without express. But here's the key: you got to do Stay and Scream, and you got to get in line for Five Nights at Freddy's at like 3:30.
That is
You can
crazy.
get your wristband at like 3 o'clock. I recommend going to Lombard's because it's the shortest line, and then just hang out outside of Minion Mayhem in a blob until they let you start lining up. They say it's 4 o'clock. It was really more like 3:30. So like, yeah. And then but the good thing about that is that they started moving the into the house exactly 5:15, and I was out of there at 5:30,
Wow.
and the line behind me was 3 hours.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
I was able to
insane.
and then I was able to knock off Terrifier when it was still under an hour, and that was the last time it was under an hour for the rest of the night. My other so do the Stay and Scream at the sound stages. I think if you want to do Five Nights at Freddy's, you got to do it first.
And what time did you stay in the park till? 2 a.m.
2 a.m. I was there the bitter end 2 a.m. to get it all in. And the last thing you want to get in line for is Jason, because that has, along with Terrifier and Five Nights at Freddy's, has the longest wait, but it opens last out of all those houses. So by the time it actually opens, it's already got a crazy wait. So do Jason last, and after midnight, they over exaggerate all the wait times. Before midnight, I waited whatever it said, or maybe more. After midnight, it was like half the posted waits.
So, I'm glad you brought that up, because I've been, just checking up to see what the wait times are. And I'm like, usually after, like 1, they go down. But I noticed that they were.
I don't know if they're doing deliberately or not, but they were way over exaggerating. It was almost like as soon as midnight hit, the wait times started dropping, but not the posted. So. It can be done, but man, it's a workout. It was a workout. It was a workout, but it can be done.
Our old bodies can't handle that no more.
And just because I'm super crazy, before spending like 12 hours at Halloween Horror Nights, I also did a lap around the whole resort, and I had to stop by, if I can bring up the window, I had to stop by the Lost Continent because news broke. We've got a little article on our website. It was not part of our main news stories this week, but permits have been filed that seem to line up with the Lost Continent. And then Universal officially confirmed to Orlando Business Journal that there is going to be construction activity, and they're preparing what is left of the Lost Continent for some future developments. So there's been lots of speculation. Zelda, people talked about for a while. The rumor I'm hearing now is Pokemon. So we'll see what happens. Mythos, get your last meals in if you like the current Mythos. I think there will still be a restaurant there. It might even still be called Mythos, but I think it's going to go through a lot of changes. So
wow. Or go to Confisco's, which I think is arguably better.
I'm just about to say Confisco will still be operating, and definitely an underrated choice.
Absolutely. This is exciting. Whatever comes to be, because it just we need something.
Well, it's going to be years and years now. It's been 2018 since Sinbad ran. Wow. And it's been over 2 years since Poseidon's Fury died. Honestly, since the Wizarding World took over half of Lost Continent's been in decline. But that, which also reminds me, condolences to the family and friends of Stuart Craig, who was the production designer, passed away this past week at the age of 83. He was the visual designer of everything we associate with the Wizarding World, both on screen and in the theme parks. Especially condolences to friends of the podcast, people we've interviewed in the past who worked with him, like Terry Coop, Alan Gilmore. I know all the folks who worked on building the Wizarding Worlds spoke really highly of him. And so, but his influence will definitely live on as long as the Ministry of Magic and Hogwarts, exist in the theme parks.
They
It even
will.
looks
They
like
will
they're.
outlive us all.
It really. I mean, it even looks like they're not really changing his aesthetic for the new TV series.
Right.
It definitely they definitely seem to have been influenced by his design. So sad news, but he left quite a legacy in the theme park. So, all right. So that is about enough banter. So without any further ado, let us go right ahead and jump right into the news in the queue. Well, you just had an adventure overseas checking out one of the new Disney cruise ships that we talked all about last week. This week, we've got not quite as happy news about another Disney cruise ship. Disney Adventure is coming and will be sailing out of Singapore, but it will not be launching in December 2025 like they had originally planned. It has now been delayed until March of 2026. And if you were booked on the inaugural sailing or the first few months of sailings, you will be getting a bonus, but I don't know if that will make up for the hassle.
I don't know. I mean, as long as your flights are refundable, I have people coming from the States, but I gotta say, 50% off a cruise is wild to me.
Yeah.
What's your refund? I wish I booked it.
Yeah. So originally they were supposed to launch out of Singapore on December 15th of this year, but now the first sailing won't be until March 10th of 2026. If you were one of those lucky folks who were booked on the maiden voyage, congratulations. You can now sail on the new maiden voyage on March 10th for half the price that you were at previously.
Amazing.
Or if you don't like that deal, you can get all your money back and have a 50% discount on a future cruise. Also, a pretty nice deal.
You read this as any Disney cruise, right? It doesn't have to be Disney Adventure, I believe.
I read it as I was not booked on this, so I have not gotten the legal fine print. But from the announcements, I read it as any future cruise. So if it doesn't work out that was your only chance to be in Singapore, hopefully would apply to a different future cruise. So if you purchased non-refundable flights to Singapore, I would say this is a great lesson about buying travel insurance or refundable tickets when you're doing anything overseas.
Right. A trip like this,
especially something like this. Yeah, it's dependent on so many moving parts.
Right.
I assume that if you booked all of your travel through Walt Disney and they booked your flights as well, then they would help you out with that. But you'll have to contact your travel agent.
This is why you want to use MEI.
This is I was just about to say this is exactly why you want to use
this
MEI.
Trip, you don't want to
travel.
Worry about yourself.
Absolutely,
it's too much. But it's interesting. I looked through the pictures. The cruises are built really quickly. Mm-hmm. So the cruise didn't look much different than the Destiny, which I just saw, which is taking off in November.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if I don't know the German shipyards build faster than wherever this ship is being built. I don't know because it looks. I mean,
obviously Disney's not going to give us a exact explanation. The closest we get is an email that went out to the first passengers that said, "quote We've encountered unexpected delays in the shipbuilding process." I assume they expected some delays, but they didn't expect all the delays. So.
Right.
Anyway, we in order to keep your hype going for these extra months, we've got lots of information on our website about the layout of this new ship, its features such as Disney's first ever roller coaster at sea, renderings of all the rooms. There are quite a few rooms. This is, in terms of passenger count, right? This is the biggest ship Disney has ever done.
Mega ship, yeah.
Maybe it's just they need to stuff all those pillows and make all those towel animals. It takes a while.
It's a good thing.
Um,
But I mean, I'll wait as long as it takes because there's Duffy on board.
there's Duffy on exactly. So we will keep you posted if there is more information about this and also about other Disney cruise ships. And as we said jokingly, but really quite seriously, if you want to take a cruise, especially out of a foreign country, a foreign port, talk to our friends at MEI and Mousefan Travel first. All right. Next up, I did not have this one in my bingo card, but
No.
Zootopia is becoming a stage musical. It is in development from Disney Theatrical Productions, which is Disney's theater arm. Recently announced that Thomas Schumacher, who's run it since the beginning, is retiring. But as he is going out, Zootopia is coming in, and it is being directed by a veteran of the Disney Cruise Line. And according to Broadway World, they are seeking people right now to audition for roles like Judy Hopps the Bunny, Nick Wilde the Fox, and Chief Bogo the Ox.
Amazing. Yeah. I just want to hear Try Everything on repeat. Such a
Right.
good song.
Well, that's the question. You might have to hear that on repeat
Right.
because the last I checked, Zootopia was not a musical in any way, shape, or form. It does have that one pop song, but it is definitely not what I would call a musical. But then again, neither was Finding Nemo, and
Right.
the Lopez's sure did a good job turning that into a musical. Now, this is being done through Disney's theatrical arm, which does their Broadway shows, but I do not think this is a Broadway show. They said that this is being developed for a professional League of Resident Theaters production. So this is not intended for full-size Broadway houses or a national tour. I think this is going to be done at a smaller regional theater
Like a
and then
Paper Mill
licensed
Playhouse.
out.
Yeah.
A Paper Mill Playhouse would be a great pick.
Yeah.
I can see this going to the new Victory Theater, which is in Times Square. It's in the Broadway area, but it's not technically a Broadway theater because it's for educational and children's programming. I think Disney's done stuff with them before. But yeah, this is something that they're gonna probably do a professionally shot production of it and then license it out for smaller theaters and eventually schools to do. I can definitely see this something being licensed to schools. Only 90 minutes, so it'll probably be a one act. But it is being directed by Connor Gallagher, written by Sarah Wordsworth, and the songs are going to be written by Jaheim Toombs with additional music and lyrics by Mandy Martinez. And Ian Weinberger is music supervising. So Gallagher, he directed the Beauty and the Beast show on Disney Cruise Line. And he's also directing the Tale of Moana that's coming up too. So he's if you want some Broadway credits from him, he directed Beetlejuice.
Oh.
So definitely has some creds, and Try Anything will absolutely be in there. I'm sure.
Yeah, that's that's gonna be.
It'll be there. It'll be reprised. There'll be a mega mix of it at the end.
Perfect.
If you can't wait for this stage adaptation, Zootopia Better Zootopia, the 3D movie, is opening up at Animal Kingdom in November, just weeks away. Okay. In other Disney news from around the globe, heading over to Hong Kong Disneyland, where we have some updates on the Spider-Man themed Tower of Terror type ride that is coming to Hong Kong Disneyland's Marvel area, and it looks like Spidey's got some new friends.
Yes, I totally forgot about this attraction. I was reading the story because it was so long ago it was announced, and I think there was so much other news.
It's been a lot of things have happened since August of 2024 when they first announced this. And when they first announced this, it was supposed to be Spider-Man battling against Doc Ock, or Dr. Octopus, who is A big villain of his in the comics and the old Sam Raimi films, but other than him being brought in through the multiverse, he hasn't really been an MCU villain. Now we've got brand new concept art that does not picture Doc Ock anymore, but it does picture the Black Panther, Thor, and Doctor Strange
Yes.
helping Spider-Man out as a elevator full of guests looks like plummets through a portal from Asgard through I don't know, I kind of think it looks a bit like the Bifrost bridge here, and I'm not even sure what's going on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. But it looks like the emphasis here is on the heroes rather than the villains. So we're not exactly sure what the plot is going to be of this, but we do have this new ride concept art that was just released for Hong Kong Disneyland's 20th anniversary on September 12th. So yeah, we don't have a lot. We don't have a title. We don't have an opening date. We just know the ride system, and we have a new rendering of the outside of the ride, which is labeled as the Avengers Research Testing Labs. It's got a style similar to the Avengers campus over in California. We see Sam Wilson's Captain America greeting guests out front. But you know what I don't see in this rendering of the ride building?
A building that's that tall, because it looks quite small.
Well, it's, yeah, the perspective of it, depending on how many shafts are in here, how wide it is, it could be about as tall as the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout building. But what I don't see is any windows. All of the other Tower of Terror, Guardians of the Galaxy, drop tower attractions always have a window facing the guests. So, people approaching the attraction know what kind of ride they're in for. And then there's that moment of the people on the ride being able to look out over it. Maybe it's on the backside. Maybe it's on the side we don't see. Or maybe you're just looking at screens and sets and you don't ever get that view out. I mean, and Guardians of the Galaxy, they can have Rocket Raccoon make a joke about how that's, immersion breaking. That's, that doesn't fit, that you're looking at Disneyland. But maybe in this, they want to completely immerse you and you'll just be looking at screens the whole time. So we will have to wait and see when this finally goes vertical and opens at some point in the hopefully not too distant future. We have video on our website of the Ant-Man and Wasp Nano Battle, which is another attraction that is in the Marvel-themed area at Hong Kong Disneyland's Tomorrowland. And so go and check that out on our YouTube, and we'll keep you posted when we get more information on this.
Yep.
All right, Halloween time. We have talked quite a bit about Halloween Horror Nights, and we chatted a bit about your visit to Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios Hollywood last week. But our editor, Jeff DePauli, got to visit and has given us his personal ranking of all 8 haunted houses at Halloween Horror Nights 2025. And I was just curious how your personal ranking matches up with Jeff's. Because,
my number 1 is his number 8. So
well, that tells you some, as I talked about when I was talking about my Orlando experiences, every person's experience through a haunted house is different. Even if you are the next person in line, you have a different experience from the person standing next to you. So this, I guess, will be our hottest take then. Jeff's bottom was Fallout. It was also one of my bottom in Orlando, but it came out on top for you.
Yes. You know what? The thing is, I don't get scared, so I'm really just judging on what things look like.
Yeah.
And I just love, I know nothing about Fallout. I just love the look of the house. It could just be my personal taste.
Yeah.
Which is usually how it goes.
Yeah, I took a second run through Orlando's Fallout, did not improve it much for me. But watching the videos of the Hollywood one, I did think the Hollywood one was definitely better than what we got in Orlando.
Okay, we do agree on Poltergeist because that was
Yeah.
my last one, unfortunately. I
Which,
wanted to like it, but
yeah, with it, which is a shame. That's a repeat. And I guess the black hallways really got to Jeff, huh?
yeah,
Not a fan of the black
no.
hallways. He also had WWE Presents The Horrors of Wyatt 6 down fairly low, I think, because he doesn't know anything about those characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was mid about it.
Yeah,
you know,
you're mid. You're
mid.
mid. And he also was mid about Jason Universe. But I gotta say, you got the much better Jason Universe out in Hollywood than we got in Orlando.
That is what I hear. That
Yep.
is what I hear.
And then coming in the top half, he had Terrifier, which the one thing that he criticized it for was using masks instead of makeup. I got to say, great makeup on everyone playing Art in the Terrifier house in Orlando.
Yeah, no, I love Terrifier at
Mhm.
Hollywood. It was tied for first out there, so I'm glad it's high up.
In his top 3, he had Scarecrow, which you're going to be able to compare to the Vegas version very soon.
Yes, this was a great one.
Yeah. And I'm curious what Slash's heavy metal music adds to the rustic
It was really
Scarecrow
good.
experience. Yeah.
I'm not like a Slash fan per se, but
Uh-huh.
it was really good.
All right.
Very good.
He had in second place Monstrous 3, The Ghosts of Latin America. I got to say those La Llorona puppets, giant puppets eating people, look pretty impressive.
You know what's funny? The Latin America themed houses, because they've been doing these for a while, are usually towards the top.
Yeah.
It didn't do it for me this year. I was underwhelmed.
Okay.
I was kind of mid about it, and it's only probably because I felt like past years were so strong. I did it like 2 or 3 times on opening night, and it wasn't clicking for me. But you never know.
That's too bad. And then Jeff, he had Five Nights at Freddy's on top, even though it's missing a couple animatronics versus the Orlando version. He gave that his top score.
Very fair. Yeah, I think I was just so bummed about the one animatronic in the main scene that I was like, oh, a little disappointed. But I mean, Hollywood is such a great event. I think I like it better than Orlando because it just has a different vibe overall. I don't know. It's just a different feel. And it's just so much fun. So if you can go out to Hollywood, do it.
Yep. Well, we've got lots more coverage, including an event guide, a food guide, and a backstage tour with John Murdy, who's the creative director. So go ahead and check all that out at attractionsmagazine.com and say hi to our folks at MEI-Travel if you want to plan a trip there. Somewhere else you can plan a trip is to see The Conjuring Beyond Fear at a park like Carowinds, Cedar Point, Kings Island, or Canada's Wonderland. This is more than just a haunted house. This is a 20-minute interactive attraction. And our editor, Blake Taylor, got to experience it himself at Carowinds. And he had a really fantastic experience. He wrote up a very detailed review. Don't want to give away all the spoilers, but he definitely said this was worth the money. And from the video that he posted to our YouTube channel, I'd say this is the most impressive Halloween experience I've seen from a park in this chain.
Yeah, I was supposed to go to the event, but I didn't make it. I'm bummed. I am going to get out to see it. I didn't watch the videos because I do want to kind of go into it fresh, but it kind of reminds me of, have you ever done the London Dungeon?
I have not, but I've seen a lot about it.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that, where it's like it looks like a haunted house, but you're in a room and there's like an actor and a little show, and there's a storyline of that you're going through, and it takes a while. So it was kind of giving me like London Dungeon vibes, which I love. It's immersive theater meets a haunted house. You know?
That's a perfect way of putting it. It's got some elements that are a little escape roomy. Not that there's actual puzzles, but there's props and objects that the people have to participate and interact with. You have to do certain things, go certain places. It's not just a passive conga line kind of experience,
Right.
and it is very actor driven. It looks like there's different performers who lead you through the experience, and from the video, some of them are really good performers and really invested. Some of them are really hammy,
I love it. I
and
love it.
yeah, so it's the tone is maybe a little back and forth, but it does look like they invested some work in the scenic, the special effects. This does not look cheap at all, and uh, you know, these parks have used different admission schemes for their Halloween events over the years. This year, this is an upcharge. If you want to go through this once, depending on the night or which park you're at, it's going to cost you between $15 and $25, which I think is very reasonable for
Yeah,
a 20-minute
absolutely.
interactive pulse kind of thing. Or you can buy a express pass for the night or the whole season, that will get you skip the line at all of their other haunted houses and also get you into the Conjuring experience. And that runs from 30 to 60 something dollars, which is, way less than one night of express at Universal or
Absolutely.
Busch or
I
any of
mean,
those.
I know this was so controversial when it came out, but I'm really glad because I mean, my experience is at Carowinds,
Hmm.
and last year I can't even tell you how many times I tried to go, and just to park was like a 2 hour
Oh,
wait. Like, so I'm really happy that it's not included
yeah,
because I hope that helps with operations and yeah, makes it just a more enjoyable experience for when you
sure.
go.
Well, if you are not up on the whole mythology of the Conjuring series, which has its quote unquote final film in theaters now, you can read up on it. We've got some information from Six Flags on our website, along with images of some of the merch that you can buy. And if you have a Six Flags park near you that is not doing the Conjuring Beyond Fear, it might be participating in Fright Fest. We've got a list of those Fright Fest Halloween event locations on our website as well. I'm wondering, when I'm up in New Jersey this weekend, if it's worth driving the hour and
Yes.
a half or so and paying the ridiculous parking fee to just peek my head into Great Adventure for a
You
couple
should.
hours.
It's funny. My sister did that this weekend. We've
Oh
never had
yeah,
passes there, but with the deal,
yeah,
she's like, "I'm gonna just get it." I mean, it's a half-hour drive, and she went in and she's like, "It's so nice. I haven't been
really?
in years." Yeah, it's a
Okay,
great
well,
time.
with that ringing endorsement, I might have to make
Yeah.
time for it. Okay, and next, a little bit further away, there is a Bluey roller coaster that is
So cute.
opening in 2026, but it's not at Walt Disney World or anywhere near there. It is in Alton Towers in the UK at that park's CBeebies Land. Say that five
Yes.
times fast.
I love that. Yeah, no, I've always wanted to go to that park, so I feel like now I'll have to go because this looks adorable and everyone loves Bluey.
So yeah, they had announced a while back that there was a partnership to bring Bluey to Walt Disney World in some form. We haven't seen any movement really
Right.
on that. Um, though you can watch Bluey on Disney Plus. If you want to ride a Bluey ride for now, you're going to have to head out to Alton Towers. If you're there, you can already experience a meet and greet with Bluey and her family. There's also a live stage show called Big Fun Showtime with characters from the show. And if you are really a Bluey fan, you can stay in a Bluey themed suite inside the park's award-winning CBeebies Land Hotel. That's been open since last year, but this new Bluey roller coaster won't be opening until spring of 2026.
Oh, pretty
Do
quick.
do you know anything about Bluey? I do not have any children in my life who are small enough to be into
No,
Bluey.
I
So,
did have to there was, like, a Bluey experience that opened in Australia, and I had to write about it, so I did
uh-huh,
watch one episode. It is very cute.
uh-huh.
Not my thing, I'm not the target audience,
Is
but
this like the blue dog Australian equivalent of
sort
Peppa
of, yeah.
Pig?
I mean, they're just really cute. They
It
got
gives
good
me Peppa
accents.
Pig energy, kind of.
Yeah, it's adorable. I get
Right.
it. I get why kids love it, but yes, I'm not a
Well,
Bluey super fan, but I'm not against Bluey.
Well, other than an opening season, we don't really know anything. I'm presuming that this will be an outdoor kiddie roller coaster just based on this little bit of concept art. But I don't think we have a manufacturer or any details like that. This is uh, probably not one you're going to want to fly across the pond just to get a credit
For
on.
your credit. Maybe. I don't know. I count
We'll
Peppa
see.
Pig as
Yeah.
a credit, so that's what I imagine for this. If anyone has
Right.
gone on the Peppa Pig ride down it,
Yeah, that's
part
what
of it.
I'm envisioning. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. And then we're going to wrap up the news over at Dollywood. We've had Run Disney events, we've had Run SeaWorld and Universal events over the year. Well, now Dollywood is getting into the game in 2026 with a signature half marathon race, as well as a 5K, a 10K, and a 1 mile fun run.
Yes, I'm very excited about this news when I saw it come out. So for years they've done a 5K every
Mhm.
fall in the evening, and it sells out every time. I've
Yeah.
never been able to do it.
I imagine that it is a beautiful place to take a run.
Right,
Probably
but
much
it's
more
so
scenic than.
hilly. I feel like my
Yes,
hips are
you're
gonna
gonna.
die,
Yeah,
If you're used to Run Disney, that's flat surface. I mean,
exactly.
not that I'm
Yes,
saying that it's easy, but I've done half marathons at Disney with no training, and I'm not an athlete because it's flat.
Right.
This though, I might have to. I want to do it. We'll have to train though because
I think
I don't
you
know.
have to work up to that half marathon. I
Yeah,
might start with the 1 mile fun run. So this
we'll
is
run for
all.
cinnamon bread. If they don't make that, sure, I'm gonna.
Yes,
I need to call
they
them.
should have people along the line, instead of handing out Gatorade, handing out cinnamon bread.
Cinnamon bread, yes.
This is all happening April 24th through 26th of 2026 in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. They just announced this back on September 10th. They have not published ticketing information quite yet, but there is a spot on their website where you can sign up for more information.
Yes,
Well,
I did do that because I do want to. I have a feeling this will probably
Oh
sell
yeah,
out.
when it goes, it will sell out quick,
Yep.
I'm sure. It's going to start on Friday the 24th with a bib pickup and a race expo inside the Heartsong Lodge and Resort. Saturday is going to be the day for the fun run. That's meant for the kids aged 4 through 12, but maybe they'd make an exception for me. I don't know. And then you've got the 5K and the 10K later that day. And the big race, the half marathon, takes place on Sunday, the 26th. And everyone who runs will get a t-shirt, a bib, and a medal. Everyone gets a medal.
Everyone gets a medal. Yes, this is exciting because also this Wednesday, the 17th, is when they're revealing the new ride.
Oh, well, I cannot wait for us to talk about that. I
Yes.
know at first we speculated it was some sort of flying ride, but then we're looking at maybe a rocking boat. So
Yeah.
we know it's indoors and we know it's big and we know it's a huge investment. So I can't wait to have that big reveal.
Yes, I'm very excited. I saw the track because you could see it laid
Hmm.
out on the ground when on from Big Bear Mountain, and I was like, "This looks like the rocking boat track." So hopefully, yeah.
Amazing. Well, I'm incredible because that was one that I had pegged for Universal to buy for their Creature of the Black
Oh yes,
Lagoon ride, hopefully. But maybe Dollywood's gonna beat him to the punch. So we'll see.
yes.
And that is going to bring us to the end of this week's news in the queue. But before we jump into our main attraction, it's time to hear a word from our sponsor.
The Attractions Podcast is brought to you by MEI and MEI-Travel. Whether your next vacation is a magical trip to the theme parks, an exciting adventure to the pyramids of Egypt, or just a relaxing cruise on the turquoise waters of the Bahamas, MEI-Travel provides premium service and expert advice to help you get the most of your vacation. They are always free of any hidden fees or costs to you. Visit them at mei-travel.com.
It's time for the main attraction!
And for this week's main attraction, I did not have this one in my bingo card. A theme park is coming to Nashville and possibly other future locations themed around the popular comedian Nate Bargatze.
I have never heard of him.
I have never heard him to the point where I had to watch multiple videos about how to pronounce his name, and apparently it's not Bargatze, which is what I me and Jimmy Fallon apparently call him. But no, so yes, his Nateland company is developing, according to a report in the Hollywood Reporter, the first of several theme parks with its flagship location planned for between 80 and 100 acres in the Nashville area.
Unless it's Opryland USA, I'm not interested. Sorry, Nate.
I mean, so his resume includes having the highest grossing comedy tour in the world in 2024, according to Billboard magazine. He has his first movie coming out, which he wrote and stars in, is coming out in 2026, so not until next year. He's hosted Saturday Night Live a couple times, and he plays George Washington a lot, apparently. Dresses up George Washington.
Not ringing a bell.
So, maybe he could have his own Hall of Presidents.
Ooh.
Like just him playing all the if you are currently listening to this live, and you have any thoughts, please put something in the comments, because for a change, I am kind of at a loss of what to say about our main attraction. Usually I have no takes, neither hot nor cold.
Well, I will say something. I do think it's crazy to me that Nashville doesn't have a theme park or one.
Very
I know
true. It's a major metropolitan that needs,
right. Like I would say when Nashville really popped off, like 2015. I'm shocked. It's been 10 years since it really took off as a location for tourists. That there hasn't that shovels haven't hit the ground. You know what I mean? Like obviously, I'm realistic about timeline. Maybe it takes a while to build a theme park. And I know that I think like Dollywood was looking at something in Nashville, but that never happened. So I think it's crazy. And I would love to have a theme park in Nashville. There should be. It's one of the most visited places in the country.
Absolutely. So for maybe a hint of what this could involve, look to Norwegian Cruise Line. Next year, they are holding a Nateland sailing. So maybe some of the entertainment and theming of that cruise might give us some indication of what a Nateland theme park might include.
If he does George Washington, maybe it'll be like a Disney park in Virginia that never happened,
we point out in this article that he's not the first, entertainer to have their own theme park. Dolly Parton has her theme park. Jimmy Buffett has attractions. Obviously, Walt Disney. I would argue that all three of those people had a very substantial catalog of work going back multiple decades before the idea of a theme park came around. So we will keep an eye on this. I will also point out that we have discussed many plans to build theme parks in the middle of the country.
Heartland, USA.
American Heartland. That have been ambitious and promoted and had big claims and did not happen. So I would not necessarily start booking your trip to Nashville quite yet until we have something like a location, a date. I'd love to see what concept or development companies, because obviously I don't think he's going to be sketching out the designs for all the rides himself in the tour bus while traveling to his next gig. I hopefully, if you told me that someone like a Falcons Creative was, doing the master planning, I'd be a lot more interested. So we will see. We'll definitely keep keep an eye on you, Nate, and eventually learn how to pronounce your last name correctly. If there are any fans of his, please do not firebomb us. Do not send hate our way.
I feel like I'm pretty not hip, but in tune with pop culture.
I am not hip at all.
I'm not hip, but I kind of know
I am Gen X and proud of it. Sorry,
but I can't believe I've never heard of him.
Yeah. So I guess we will have to do some research and watch some of his comedy specials. before this topic comes up the next time.
Yes.
All right. Well, I think that is going to bring us to the end of this week's episode. But before we go, let's take a look at a few of the comments that you folks left for us. Brian Sager went full Oprah on Halloween, saying, "You get a scarecrow, you get a scarecrow, but this one's a guitar version. Yay!" So Brian Sager also thought that Fallout and Wyatt 6 would be up there for wait times. And I've been watching the wait times every night and plotting them. And yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's is consistently getting the quickest, longest wait time in the parks, followed by Terrifier. Fallout gets a substantial wait time as soon as it opens because it's the only thing that opens early in that back corner of the park. But the people who want to do Fallout first get processed pretty quickly, and that wait tends to drop faster than the ones at the front of the park. And Jason is the one that just holds a solid 75, 90 minutes all night long. But like I said, I jumped into line for Jason at like 1:30, and I was out at like 1:45, 1:50.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, and they were still saying it was going to be like 45, 50 minutes at that point, but it was less than half of what they said. So
amazing.
Yeah.
Good tip.
Save Jason for last. And Brian also brings up the Lost Continent rumors. One Piece. I saw a video from someone who was claiming that One Piece. I don't think One Piece has the footprint in this country. It was mildly successful at FanFest, and it's big hit in Japan, but I don't think it is broadly successful enough in the United States to make a big Orlando property about it.
Right.
I'm hearing Zelda as well. Zelda probably holding for an expansion of Epic, though Zelda was the original plan for Lost Continent, from what I hear. So we'll just have to see how that all shakes out. And finally, since Brian had so much to say, I'll give him the last word. He also thinks that this version, Carowinds of The Conjuring, sounds much better than Fright Fest's take on it. And there could be more Conjuring in the future, potential TV series or prequel. I'm sure they will continue to milk the Warrens for as long as they possibly can.
The Conjuring cinematic universe.
Yeah, exactly. They can't let that die. All right. Well, I want to remind everyone before we go to first a thank you to our sponsors, MEI-Travel. Also, if you have not yet picked up a copy, we have a special Epic Universe magazine.
Our Epic Universe magazine is the ultimate grand opening souvenir for Orlando's newest theme park. It's got 64 pages of photos, vacation planning advice, and behind-the-scenes secrets from all 5 portals: Super Nintendo World, Dark Universe, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic, How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk, and Celestial Park. It's not every day a new theme park opens in Orlando, so mark the moment and celebrate history with the Attractions Magazine Epic Universe Grand Opening issue. Now available at attractionsmagazine.com.
And I also want to remind everyone to please give us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you happen to listen to us, and give us a like and subscribe here on YouTube. And be sure to follow us at attractionsmagazine.com. Search for Attractions Magazine on your favorite social media accounts. Carly, where can folks find you on the interwebs?
Yes, you could follow me on Instagram at Adventures by Carly.
And you can find me at Eskabursky and at The Unofficial Guides, or visit theunofficialguides.com, where you can pre-order copies of the upcoming Unofficial Guide to Universal Orlando 2026, as well as my Disneyland book. And finally, until next week, we hope you folks stay safe, try something new, but most importantly, have fun. We will see you again soon. Bye.
Bye.